I was standing ankle deep in sewage. Never thought I'd have to clean the sewers in a protective suit. This isn't what I dreamed of as a kid. I thought as soon as I turned 18, real life would begin. It would be interesting, and I'd be able to do whatever I wanted. And the first thing I did when I turned 18 was go to a casting call in the country of MrBeast. They say he bought land in Africa and wanted to create a country of eternal happiness, like Dubai. But apparently not for people like me. I was standing in shit, holding a hook for unclogging pipes in my hands and looking at Grisha. His words about this being the country of MrBeast were still ringing in my ears. This was not the paradise I had dreamed of. Stop, what? So, I passed the casting, and now I'm in the country of MrBeast. Yeah, this isn't exactly how you imagined the next generation Dubai, right? Yeah, but don't worry, this is just a test. You can change your class both up and down. Grisha, how do you get to the top? You know, you need some cunning here, Vanya. Just working like a mule isn't enough. You need to get noticed. They like those who stand out up there. I've been here for over a month, and I saw one guy who made it. He came up with a trick. Every day, he reported to the driver that he had found a new way to clean the grates, even though there was nothing new. He just spoke nicely. 3 weeks later, he was taken upstairs. So what about him now? I don't know. Maybe he's in first grade, maybe in second. I haven't seen him anymore. The idea is effective. I pondered, trying to come up with a similar concept. What are your thoughts? We need something simple, but effective. Something that will make me stand out among everyone else, but won't raise any suspicions. While nothing came to mind, I decided to just work. The next day, I was already out of strength. They brought us back to that damn skyscraper basement again. This time, the sewage was already up to our shoulders. And the sludge kept rising and rising before our eyes. Grisha, this is nonsense. Don't worry, we'll make it through. Be glad your head is still above water. Look, Vitalka is already diving. Vitalka was a bit lower than us and very skinny and frail. While traveling, he coughed a lot and I felt sorry for him. He walked in the muck with only his head sticking out. Where there was a ventilation hole, the main thing was to make sure nothing got in there, otherwise he would suffocate. The muck kept rising rapidly. I need to escape quickly or I'll drown. I tried to go back, but there was some kind of depression in the floor near the entrance, and to get to the exit, I had to swim or dive through that sewage muck. I tried to swim, but the diarrhea muck didn't support me at all because it was kind of loose. Damn, Grisha, look. I saw how Vitalik floated up on the muck, face up, and Vitalik wasn't moving. I see. Well, it's nothing serious. Things like this happen, that's life. We just need to throw him into the shredder tank right away. What the hell? Don't ask unnecessary questions. If he gets sucked into some pipe right now, we won't be able to get him out and we'll all die here soon. I noticed how Vitalik's body started gradually floating toward the corner of the wall. There was a whirlpool forming there. One of the cleaners had broken a pipe. Grab him quickly. I ran through the crap as fast as I could. The whole mask was covered in a brown film and I couldn't wash it off. It was very hard to see, but I managed to grab him by the sleeve and pull him away from the crater. We dragged him quickly into the corner, into the shredder tank. What are you saying? He might still be alive. Regardless, we'll all perish here if not. I've been here for more than a month. Believe me, I need to throw him into the tank. Shut the hell up. No, damn it. I'll hold him above the surface and work all day. He's a person. Well, okay, it was really hard. I had to hold Vitaka above the surface of the sludge, somehow work with the hook, feel for the bumps, and break through the grate with this spear. And I had to do it as quickly as possible because I was next in height. The sludge kept rising and rising. I was cleaning out the pipe and noticed how Vitalka's eyes were darting around under his eyelids. Great, he's still alive. Our suit was sealed all the way up to the very top. Where the ventilation hole was, the main thing was to keep his head up. It was unbearably hard, but I managed. And then a whole bed sheet floated past me. Damn, who flushes a bed sheet down the toilet? And suddenly it hit me. I grabbed the bed sheet and started tearing it into thin strips to make ropes. I took off the mask. It was very hard. Bonya's pain went straight to my brain, but at least it was cool. And I started blowing into the ventilation valve for Vitalik. While inhaling, I closed the valve, thus inflating his suit. I did it. I inflated his suit. He floated to the surface, and I didn't have to hold him anymore. Of course, I couldn't close his valve. It was like some kind of balloon. He would have suffocated there, so I tied his arms with ribbons so that the suit would press against his body, and his arms wouldn't let extra air out from the arm area. And I opened the valve. The extra air stayed in his arms, and Vitalka seemed to be holding himself up with his arms on the surface of that disgusting sludge. Cool. Then I did the same thing to myself to make it easier to move around. I just dragged the hook along the bottom, and it was like I was swimming. It took a lot less energy. Kurapov, yes, it's good that you reminded me. I knew about that too, I just forgot. So everyone needs to do this to clean the floor faster. Everyone grabbed my sheet, tore it into ropes, did the same thing, pumped up their arms and started working more efficiently. The work went very quickly. In a few hours the floor was completely dry. And then the bus driver came into the basement. He was the only one among us who, in my opinion, didn't work at all. I remembered that he was standing with me in line at the casting, and why the hell is he a driver while I'm here shoveling crap? Hold the water. We've earned it. He handed out bottles to everyone. It was the same water as in the cooler at the casting. After that I felt so calm inside. It was easy to work, and it was as if it gave me a lot of energy. I didn't feel tired. Suddenly, Gosha approached me and the driver, saying, "Hello, Mr. Driver." I've come up with an effective way not to lose people and to speed up the work. Inflate the suit arms and secure them with rope to prevent air loss. And you won't have to throw the tired ones into the shredder tank. They'll just float on the surface of the sludge. I suppose if the others do the same, they will find it much easier and faster to move across the sludge. Yes, that's right. Actually, look at how quickly everyone got it done. Grigory, I've liked your work for a while now. It's been a month. Let's go to the filtration zone where they'll evaluate your ingenuity and you may go straight to first class. I came up with the idea and saved Vitalka. He wanted to chop him up in the vat. Yeah, he came up with it, and he did. And you did, all of you in your inflated suits. Rookie, do you think I'll believe you? This guy's been working on the sewers here for over a month. Damn, my throat's all dry, really dry. Here, take this, have a drink. No, that's water for selection. For the third class, we don't drink that kind. Grisha left and I stayed in this mess. Damn, how could that even happen? I saw that Vitalik woke up and some other guy went up to the driver and said that he saved Vitalik. They took him somewhere too. Apparently they're going to change the class. What kind of group is this? What kind of gathering of rats is this? I drank some water, it calmed me down a bit, and I continued working with renewed energy. The water was good. I should drink more. I continued working daily. Inflating the suit worked perfectly, and we were all managing well. We were given special ropes, and we dried out the entire basement very quickly. And suddenly I had a brilliant idea about how we could make our work even better. We only worked during the day, and at night the sludge would fill the entire basement again. Duty shift. If half the people worked at night and the other half during the day, then we wouldn't have to wade up to our necks in crap every morning. The floor wouldn't fill up with sludge. I told the driver all this. He said it won't work and asked if he's supposed to drive me around. Twice as much. In the morning, bring one shift, take another away. Do I need that? What the hell for? This is a multi-billion country, a modern skyscraper, and you can't make 2 15-minute trips a day. Don't be rude to me. You forgot who you're talking to, a second-class person. You know what happens if you address me informally? No, same thing. Later, you'll be thanking me for letting all this go in one ear and out the other. Sorry, please, I left feeling sad. I should have come up with something else. I worked tirelessly, and I was constantly thinking. The days passed one after another, and I lost count. And when once again I saw a pillow coming out of the pipe, which someone had flushed down the toilet, and I had to drag it into the tank. The grinder in the corner mixes with the sludge before entering the treatment plant floor. And it struck me, excuse me, Mr. Driver, may I speak with the technical staff of the skyscraper? I have an idea on how to improve the design so that the pipes never get clogged with sewage debris, and so that the sewage sludge is always finely dispersed and goes into the pipes, into the treatment plant. Floor? No, all messages go only through me. You can tell me and I'll pass it on. So look, the whole problem is that the pipes leading to the treatment floor get clogged with debris. We take this debris and carry it to the vats that are in the corners, which grind it up. What if we attach these vats directly to the intake pipes and run them continuously? And absolutely all the crap that comes down from the sewage will immediately pass through these vats, get ground up, shredded, and go down to the treatment floor. We won't have to clean all this around the clock anymore. There will never be any crap here. Sounds cool, but you're a bit too new for such a smart idea. I'll pass it on though. I was too excited to sleep last night. I was sure I handled the crap, that I came up with something cool. It's absolutely easy to do, you don't even need to redo the floor. I was determined to reach the top class. The next day I arrived first, already in my protective suit. But when the bus arrived, I realized there was a new driver. He took a sip of water from the same kind of bottle as mine. Only his bottle cap was orange, while ours was red. Excuse me, Mr. Driver, but where's the previous driver? He got promoted. What a lucky guy. I wish I could be in his place. He came up with a way to clean the sewage floor. This is your vomit one. They've already moved those grinders and attached them right to the inlet pipe. And really, the floor doesn't fill up with crap anymore. What God, no, how did I come up with this? Listen, this place isn't easy, whether you came up with it or not. The previous driver was dumb, to be honest. I don't believe he came up with this, but it is what it is. You're a newbie, nobody will believe you. But if you're so smart, maybe you'll come up with something else. Maybe even for me. Let's go. There's a new problem, which is unacceptable as everything should be perfect. Incompetent people are everywhere, and you never seem to learn life's lessons. You still haven't realized that you paid for your rudeness. Sorry, Mr. Driver. We were brought back to this sewage floor again. It was dry there. The shredding tanks were on and buzzing. Everything was working perfectly. There was no need to clean up the crap anymore. So why did you bring us here? What are we supposed to do here? Wait, in about a minute you'll find out. So, here it is. Now. The shredding tank stalled, quickly clogged with garbage. And once again that sludge started overflowing from the top and filling the entire floor with this crap. Then a huge rag which someone had flushed down the toilet splashed down and I got sprayed with this diarrhea. God, why the hell did they turn them off? Yeah, don't be nervous. They attach pedals to the grinder. You just need to turn them. They spin the grinding motor and everything works. But why are you already getting on my nerves? How should I know? But I suppose that some genius also decided to come up with an efficient solution and save electricity. It looks like one of you moved up to engineer in the second grade a little too quickly and decided to show off in front of the management. Well, on the other hand, so what? Is that right? At night, when the sewage system isn't used much, the tanks operate at low speed on electricity. During the day, while everyone's pooping like elephants, you'll pedal to avoid wasting electricity and stay occupied with something beneficial. That's brilliant. My God, you're a genius, Mr. Driver. Thank you for figuring them out. Yeah, I see right through everyone here. We all sat down at these bicycle setups, bolted to the tub and started pedaling. We had to do this constantly, and after an hour I just couldn't anymore. It was 100 times harder than just unclogging blocked pipes. It was hell. Anyone who has ever ridden a bicycle uphill will understand that it's impossible to do this for long. My legs were burning, sweat was pouring down like a river, and it was impossible to take off the suit because all sorts of rags were splashing down from the pipe right into this tank and spraying everywhere. Several guys lost consciousness and collapsed right in front of the tank. Their tank stopped working. And of course the floor slowly started to fill up with sludge. I also stopped pedaling, and now we were once again breaking through the grates clogged with debris. Only this time it was harder. When we took the clogged debris, we threw it into the vat. We had to keep pedaling, but the floor was slowly filling up with crap, so the pedals disappeared below the level of the sludge. Because they were under the sludge, it became even harder to pedal. Kurapov, you idiot, damn it! Yevgeny, what have you done? It only got worse. Why the hell did you come up with this, you fool? Vitalik, just drink some water. Thank you, I did. It got easier. Damn, water really calms you down, but there's something wrong with it. And I had another thought. The next day, when we were driving with the driver, I just switched the caps on our bottles and left him our water. I tried drinking his water. It tasted about the same, but something was off. I started to feel some strange new emotions, like a kind of greed. I looked at people and started to feel jealous. Of one for being tall, another for being handsome, and even of the driver just because he drives the bus twice a day and then gets to rest. I shook off these thoughts and got back to work. In the evening, as always, the bus driver came for us. His eyes looked kind of glassy. The envy was gone. Hi Vanya, how are you doing? Yeah, overall it's good. Yeah, it's actually really good. I work the best here. Damn, I came up with everything here. You work well. I'll let them know that you work well. Okay, that's the best. At first I was surprised, but quickly regained composure to avoid suspicion. The water he's been drinking from the bottle I replaced this morning might contain some kind of substance. He's already finished half of it. For us, it's some kind of higher dose, because we're used to it and drink it all the time. Since he wasn't used to drinking, he consumed too much at once and started mindlessly obeying like a zombie. He began believing everything I said. Exactly. Say that I came up with the idea of inflating the suits to speed up the cleaning process, that I invented installing shredding tanks right under the intake pipe, that I saved dozens of people here. Yes, Vanya, I'll pass it all on. It's true you came up with everything. You did a great job. There were still a couple of hours left before the shift, but that same driver woke me up. He arrived for me earlier. I'm not sure what happened yesterday, but I have a bad headache. I hope you worked well though, right? You were brainstorming ideas. I supported you yesterday for some reason. No, well, you really did a good job. Yeah, you were working. In general, they want to see you in the first class. As soon as 10 people subscribe to my Telegram channel, it's by the link in the description.